area. Eric Dungey, former SU quarterback, joining us on line right now on camera on QSportsTalk.com. If you want to check us out and say hi, Eric, what's happening?
How you guys doing?
Great. Hey, how was your Thanksgiving, and where were you? Were you there, or did you travel for it? I forgot. Remember you told us.
Yeah, I was actually out in Denver. I was in Denver, went out and saw my sister. My mom came out. It was a lot of fun out there, and then got back 2 days ago and back here in Portland, and got right back in time to watch Syracuse play. Actually, when I landed, they were down 21-0, and then I feel like right when I started watching, they slowly started to come back, and what a win that was. It was actually a tremendous way to top off a great season, and it's just. I can't use any other word but impressive, because that's what this season has been for Coach Brown. And it's just great to see them go off on such a strong note. And, I was saying it all year. I said Miami had some cracks in them, and, all they had to do was essentially win the turnover battle. They tied it, but that scoop and score by Devin Grant really sealed the deal there. And just a great time for upstate New York, and a great time for Syracuse football.
You know what? I'll play that play. Here we have that highlight to listen to.
Back, swing pass near to Restrepo. He's hit hard. Ball goes free. Devin Grant's got it. Breaking away at the 50. Grant to the 40. Angling left to the 30. 20. It's a foot race. 15. 10. Left sideline. Diving in. Grant. Where's the sign? He's got a touchdown.
Game changer right there, Eric. That was fun to watch, and really energized the dome right there.
Yeah, that was just awesome. And again, I feel like they just slowly started to get that momentum, and especially playing at home, that the crowd got into it. It was just, it was truly remarkable there. And, that was a huge turning point. And the defense made the plays when they needed to. They stepped up and they made huge plays. And then Kyle did what Kyle did. And he's 380 yards, another 3 touchdowns, just a tremendous performance. And I mean, that's something that we've seen all season. So the way that he's come and, adjusted to a new environment, to a new offense, to a new staff, it's awesome. And now we just sit and wait and see where the next game's going to be and who's it going to be against. But this team has a chance to win 10 games. And that's a huge feat right there. So.
Now, when you got off the plane and it was 21-0, is that the first you heard that updated score, or were you able to watch or listen on the plane? And so you already knew it, or you got off the plane and turned it on and it's like, oh my God, they're down 21-0. Is that how it was?
Yeah, I mean, it was like I was landing, and of course, traveling, you're never on time. So I was supposed to land and be able to watch the whole game. But my brother-in-law was texting me updates throughout. He's like, it's not looking good for Syracuse. And then I swear right when I landed, it was just like slowly things started turning around. And it was just, it was a lot of fun to watch, and a truly just incredible game there. And winners wash, and it was a lot of fun things. It was great to see the fans running down on the field, and it's just an incredible moment for Syracuse, for this team, for the seniors, for everybody. It really could have been a perfect night for these guys. And then they got the national recognition that they're seeing, and I finally cracked the top 25. Just a lot of things that they've been deserving throughout the whole season. They put everything together here, and they made it, essentially perfect for this last game, and went out on a high note. And now we're just waiting on the bowl game and seeing where we can go from there.
Any guesses? We were talking about it earlier, and I've seen them, everything from the Mayo Bowl to the Gator Bowl to some other possibilities down the road of the ones that they would be available and able to play in with a 9-win season. Which one of those, Eric, would be the most, let's say, prestigious, or maybe the most beneficial for Coach Fran and the team at this point?
I mean, honestly, any bowl game at this point is beneficial. That's what Coach Brown, any first-year head coach, they're just trying to make any bowl game. The fact that they have a chance at such a prestigious bowl, I think for Coach Brown, he just wants to play the best competition. He wants to play somebody, and maybe a team that was highly doubted throughout the whole year, and that they can go in and prove to themselves, like, hey, Syracuse football, we're here to stay. And then hopefully for the next year that we can bring in some of these recruits, and that these recruits see, hey, all right, maybe I wanted to go Miami, but these boys up north, man, they can really play some football, and they got a coach who looks like they really believe in them, and looks a lot of fun to play for. So I think, honestly, this season was exactly the way it wanted to go for Coach Brown in a first year. Just really got to make sure that you're backfilling that talent talent that you will be losing. But it's just for Syracuse, for Coach Brown, for these players, any bowl game is really going to be where they're going to be at. But obviously with 9 wins and cracking the top 25, it's going to be a lot better. And it's going to be a lot of fun for these guys. And I'm sure with the new NIL, things have changed here. So I'm interested to see, the benefits that they get there and some of the events that are going to go on. But I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. And these guys are going to come to work. And I'm interested to see if there's anybody who's not going to play. But I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of guys who choose to stick it out and try to get that 10th win for Coach Brown.
There were a lot of recruits in town for the weekend, and you were on that end of it many, many years ago, Eric. But for the potential guys who now will be deciding, because I think the signing day, the first is this week, right? On Wednesday, the 4th? That's when the guys can make an early decision. And from what I'm told, if they make an early decision and they qualify, they can join a team for practices leading up to the bowl games. That sound accurate?
It does. I mean, again, there's a lot of different things going on when, you're trying to obviously qualify for the school and Syracuse and I think other things. But again, I feel like things have got a lot more lenient for college recruiting, especially for high school and the transfer portal and everything else. But I know that there are some things where I was playing, but I know that rules have changed where, Tristan Jackson, he couldn't play all season, but technically since it was a postseason game that he could play for us. So interested to see kind of what goes on here. But I know that, maybe some of those guys that are coming in can get that practice system, which is huge. I mean, any spring practice, fall practice, anything that you can do to kind of start preparing for next season and also make sure that you see who can make the plays is going to be huge. And bowl season prep is always fun because you have a lot of time. You have a lot of time to recover. Some guys who are banged up, they get to heal those bruises or whatever they're playing through right now. So I think we're going to see Syracuse's best foot forward come whenever that is, late December, hopefully January as well.
Well, exciting. Yes, Lisa, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask Eric, what were some of the things about Syracuse that made you decide to want to come? What were some of the, sort of the things that people don't think about, aside from, who the coach is? I mean, what are some of the, the real things?
Yeah, and honestly, the thing that made me choose Syracuse, it was honestly the school. Academically, it's a phenomenal school, and then you go to the campus, and it's just a tremendous campus. And then at the time, Syracuse football, you could see that it was on the come up, but now they have all the bells and whistles, I guess you could say. The indoor stadium, they're putting money into the football center, so it's just even more appealing to these recruits that are coming from wherever, whether it be Florida, whether it be the West Coast, or even from New York or the East Coast, where Syracuse is known to recruit from. So I think it's just been up and up for Syracuse. And now with the NIL money, I feel like things are going to start getting even better. For me, it was honestly easy because I was like, everyone's like, it's going to snow a bunch up there. I'm like, they have an indoor practice field. They play indoors. For me, I'm not really going to see the snow, and I didn't. So it was always perfect weather, and it was a really easy decision. But for me, my decision really came from an academic standpoint as a student athlete. But now I just feel like the athletics at Syracuse is just taking off, and it's such a fun place to play, such a great crowd, such a great atmosphere, and it's such a loyal fan base that it's really a no-brainer for these recruits that are going to be going to commit to Syracuse.
Eric, I'll play, and I'm sure you saw this as it happened live and then probably later on social media and elsewhere, but Coach Fran interviewed on the field directly after the win.
Hey, Dabo Sweeney, congrats. I got you in, baby. I'll holler at you later.
You get a shower?
Hey, guess what? I'm getting washed. Hey.
I'm getting washed. And shout out to Dabo Sweeney, and now Clemson playing in the ACC title game against SMU, knocking Miami out of that game. So Dabo owes one.
Yeah, that'll be a good game too, though. And I'm sure Dabo's very happy. And usually Clemson fans, don't love Syracuse, but they were rooting for Syracuse obviously against Miami there, and they got what they wanted. And SMU, Clemson, it's gonna be a battle. I think SMU is a really good team, and their high octane offense. Clemson's been a little up and down this year, but they always find a way to win. So it's gonna be a great game here, but. Honestly, I'm just so pumped for Syracuse and for these players, coaches, and everybody to end the regular season on such a high note.
Eric, thanks. As always, it's been great chatting all season long. I think this might be the last regularly scheduled segment here with us, but down the road when they figure out and accept whatever bowl invitation they're going to get. Maybe we'll arrange one more chat here by the end of the year if possible. But if not, thanks again. Have a great holiday season, and we'll stay in touch. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. It was a pleasure. And yeah, we'll be in touch, and go Orange.
Go Orange. Thanks, Eric.
Orange.